All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Thursday call. I'm excited to be sharing with you this awesome opportunity called Timol. Some of you may or may not have heard of them. If you're brand new to the call, let us know. Put a 1 in the chat. It'd be great to know if you are visiting for the first time, and hopefully it won't be the last time. Every week we talk about the amazing benefits of this company and what this company has done to allow everyday people all around the world to get really good water into their household. Okay, now it says here the opportunity of a lifetime has arrived. My friends, it is a product of a lifetime that has arrived, and I'm sure by the time you're done with this Zoom you will agree with me. So good to see you on the call. We had a chat earlier today. So good to see you on the call, and hope you enjoy this next hour. So we're going to be diving deep, guys, into what is being the problem and the challenge, and my friend Crypto Assets, which I love that name, which has been a challenge in our day-to-day health in 21st century. You know, we're going to be talking about the things that are a big challenge, and not just leaving you with, okay, this is a challenge out there, but we're also going to give you a solution to the challenge that we have out there. And so we have what we call this kind of fast foods. You could call it junk food. You can call it, you know, whichever way you want it. I had some of that today. Yeah. So slap me on the wrist. Now, everything in moderation, my friends. You know, we want to make sure our bodies aren't overrun with acidic foods, and the foods on the left are very acidic in nature. Your sodas, your ice creams, your fries, and all these foods, these processed foods. They don't have a great deal of nutrition in them. Okay, they make you feel good, feel you for the gap when you're on the run, when you're busy. As I was moving around, and I needed to grab something. I was at a mall, and I went to the food court, and I saw something that was easy for me to just eat and have. But my friends, even if you're somebody who does not even frequent those places or eat those types of food, you could be somebody who just goes and gets your greens, and you go to the supermarket, and you make sure you get the best of the best, right? And you make sure you get your kale, your broccolis, and all the green stuff, and you consume it. And again, unfortunately, on that flip side, a lot of these crops are being sprayed to death, right, with pesticides and all sorts of things. The soil is depleted of the nutrition that used to be there by default, but now unfortunately it's more about profits than people. And so we're going to be talking about that in a big way. You know, ideally we will want to get as many different combinations of fruit and veg on our plates, the different colors of the rainbow. They say you're meant to have as much of that on your plate, so that it balances out some of the foods that may not have the nutritional value or component in there, and the stuff that we're eating will help reduce some of the health challenges that we're seeing in modern day lifestyle. Okay, now I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman called Otto Heinrich Warburg. Some of you may know him, know of his work. He came out back in 1931. Hands up if anybody was around in 1931. No, I know none of you was around over 100 years ago. But let me ask you a question. Do you think over 100 years ago, when there wasn't no Wendy's or McDonald's or A&W or whatever the food chain is, when none of those were around, do you think the challenges with cancer were less or more than it is in 2026? Okay, answers on a postcard. For real, guys. He wrote this thesis in 1931 on the primary cause and prevention of cancer. So I don't know what the rates were, and I don't know if it was the number one main killer in the world, but absolutely, thanks for the feedback there. Definitely less. And he came out with his work on the metabolism of tumors. So he went on to say that all forms of cancer develop due to two basic conditions. Okay, acidosis, which is acidity of the blood, and also hypoxia, which is lack of oxygen. Those two areas we're gonna tackle head on this call. Cancerous tissues are acidic tissues in nature and healthy ones are alkaline tissues. So we want to get our body in more of an alkaline state than it is acidic. And as I mentioned, some of the foods we're eating, as you know, drinks we're having and things like that, they're very acidic. If you were to measure them, you will see how acidic they really are. So he wrote this over 100 years ago, and you know, he goes on to talk about this, and I thought this was pretty amazing. That deprive a cell 35% of oxygen for 48 hours, and it may become cancerous. That's how important this information I'm sharing with you tonight. And again, just disease cannot survive, you know, in an alkaline body. So we want to get our bodies in an alkaline state as much as we can, as humanly possible. So let me show you what happens when I'm going to introduce you to a thing called free radicals. When you have an excess of free radicals running around in your body, and for those of you who do not know what a free radical is that it's an isolated oxygen atom, and too much of that becomes harmful. Okay, so again, we're going to be talking about oxygen and oxygenation head on. So we want to see our cells being protected at all costs. All right, do everything, guys, to protect your cells at all costs. We're talking about, if you don't, you're going to end up with an image on the right hand side where your cells are depleted, they're damaged, and you know, you do not want that. You want your body to be in a state of defense and protection to feed off all of the things that our body, like constantly, guys, imagine the work that's going on with your blood constantly and your body making sure that your cells are healthy. And when they're not, you know about it. You know certain things aren't right. You feel sluggish. This ain't quite the way it should be. And you're like, nah, something's not right. I need to get this checked out. And of course, prevention is better than cure. So an overwhelming amount of studies show the link between the lifestyle disease and free radical damage in our bodies. So we're talking about cardiovascular disease, diabetes, age-related macular degeneration, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. Do I need to go on? I am. Cancer, metabolic disorders. All of these diseases take place because of free radicals. I mean, this is serious business, guys. So this gentleman here, Dr. Richard Cutler, you know, maybe somebody you want to research and look up. He came out and said the amount of antioxidants in your body is directly proportional to how long you will live. So as much as I showed that slide that had the lots of different fruits and vegetables and things of that nature on there, yeah, it's nice to have that on your plate, but it's not just nice, it's actually essential. Those things that we're talking about, you know, growing up in the 70s, I was always told, like, having an apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? Not a Mars bar a day. But trust me, I think now I need like maybe 10 apples to have the same effect as that one apple had many years ago. Giving away my age now. And this is a gentleman who was the former director of the National Institute of Aging. Do you think he may know something about aging? They say this product, and you know, we're going to show you some facts and things of that nature. By taking this product can extend your life for an extra 15 years. I mean, this is serious business, guys. So if you can get to a state where you're giving your body the essentials, and I call these the essentials, then you see what can happen for you. And if you don't, unfortunately, your body's going to tell you, hey, you know, you may be aging before your time, because as Dr. Richard Cutler spoke about, anti-aging is an effect of too much free radical damage taking place in your body. So again, I don't think any of us would voluntarily want us to look older than we naturally should be, right? We want people to compliment us. And, you know, we've heard testimonials on how, you know, just being on this product, how it's helped people with their hair, their skin, their nails, and they didn't have to get Botox done. Thank you very much, right? So how can we reduce acidity and free radicals in the body? Great question. And we're going to answer it on this next video. So we're going to talk about the chemical reaction that takes place with magnetized water. So sit back, don't relax too much. I'll play this short video and I'll be back.
When we are thirsty, we fill a glass with tap water or drink some water from a plastic bottle. After all, water is water, right? Magnetized water is popular in Japan. But before we get to know its properties, it is important to understand how and what happens to magnetized water. If you take some water to analyze, you will notice that its molecules are disordered. This is because of the minerals. When submitted to magnetic fields, the molecules turn back into their normal state, which makes the water more beneficial to our health since it heightens the energetic balance of the body and strengthens the immune system in general. That's why magnetized water helps prevent many diseases of the human body. Did you know that more than 70% of our bodies are formed by water? We need to replenish water to eliminate toxins from the body, hydrate tissues and cells, help the kidneys, facilitate blood flow, to fight bloating and boost immunity. Some of the benefits of magnetized water are: helps in nutrition and hydration of cells, aids in cell cleanse, reduces blood acidity and the excess of free radicals in the body, increases the oxygen in cells and blood, makes the hair softer, moisturizes the skin, leaving it soft and healthy, aids in the prevention of many diseases, lowers blood sugar levels, preventing diabetes, helps prevent many types of cancer, reduces the risk of osteoporosis and fractures by increasing the bone density and bone resistance, avoids premature aging, increases energy levels. According to studies published by the National Institutes of Health, USA, drinking magnetized water means more quality of life. If you already knew about magnetized water, tell us what you think.
We are going to tell you what we think, and we think it's absolutely amazing. Right, Simone? We love it to death. It will not part. That'll be the last thing I take with me, my magnetized water. So yeah, funny enough, as I was just playing that, well, ironically enough, I just went on Facebook and just saw somebody posting about losing a loved one to cancer. I mean, guys, this is unfortunately, we're hearing it too many times. And so, these calls are, for me, just essential that we get the word out on what the amazing benefits of this product. So we're talking about the chemical reaction of water when it's super magnetized. It's known as water hydrolysis. So this is when H2O, it dissociates into OH minus and H plus. This is hydroxide ions and hydrogen ions. Let's have a look at that. This whole, the water that you're drinking, like the water that I've been drinking all of this time, and I've not been a big advocate of water. I'm talking a lot about it now, guys. If you turn back the clock, back in January, I was barely drinking a litre and a half in a day. And it was very apparent that I wasn't drinking enough. Put it that way. And so I didn't know this information. I didn't realize that these clusters are formed in water. And so when we apply magnetized water into the mix, it starts to break that down. And so we're going to show you how that's actually possible. And then we're going to add to the mix calcium and magnesium. So minerals found in water react with those hydroxide ions. And then this forms this alkaline hydroxides, which is the state I was talking about. We want to get our bodies into an alkaline state. So when consuming magnetized water, it reduces the body's acidity, right? So again, first thing that we spoke about is we want, Dr. Otto Heinrich spoke about was reducing the body's acidity. Okay, the second thing we want to talk about is the free radical damage. How much of that is going on in our bodies that we're not even maybe aware of. And I tell you the truth, until I got involved in this product, I didn't realize the amount of damage it was doing. But when you drink this water, the hydrogen ions react with the excess free radicals in your body, forming water, which is absolutely amazing, guys. You're going to find out, if you've not taken this water before, you've not tried this water, and some people may think, oh, water's just water. My friends, as Simone, has told some of you guys who've heard her testimonial, we'll hear from her a bit later on, her daughter's testimonial, water is definitely not water, okay? And so you'll find when you're drinking this water, you'll see it start to do a detox on you, okay? I don't know any water that I've drunk has ever had the effect that this water has had on me in all of my years. I've just been the middleman and not necessarily getting all the benefits. So, pop quiz. Did you know 70% of your body is made up of water? If you don't know, well, now you know. And to be honest, that's just like literally the scratch of the iceberg. Our brains, all right, need water. All our organs, they need water. Every single part of you needs water. And if you don't have enough water, your body's going to try and find it from somewhere. Okay. And it may not be at your best, best resource. If you're finding you're getting headaches and stuff like that, it's maybe because your body's not hydrated enough. And we're going to talk about the hydration effect against water that does not hydrate. Okay. So you believe you can be drinking more water than I have and still not be as hydrated as I am. That's amazing. I could drink maybe the same amount or less than you're drinking without magnetized water, but yet I'm more hydrated than you. And I'm going to show you what happens when people drink regular water. And so the water that you're drinking, I was buying bottled water. And again, I don't want to even start going into all what's happening with the plastics and microplastics and all this kind of stuff. Again, that's another concern that we have to worry about in 21st century living. So we want our water to be the best quality that we're drinking. If we're going to drink it, let's put the best stuff in us. Let me just ask you, if you got a car, you spent a lot of money on your car, right? I think a lot of people can relate to this. And you go and your car takes premium in the tank. I bought a car, I didn't realize it was premium only until after I bought it. And I was like, well, this is expensive. But if I put anything else in it, it's not going to run the way it should run, and it may cause damage long term. And I take it to the mechanic and they say, what are you putting in this? Same thing with you, my friends. Aren't we more important than a bit of metal and plastic? Absolutely. So we want to put the best stuff in us. Water determines disease. Water determines health. Appropriate, adequate water restores health. Ionized water hydrates, alkalizes, antioxidizes, and detoxifies. Water can be used as medicine, my friends. Dr. Leia Ribeiro, a doctor out of Brazil. And another doctor I always talk about. I feel like I'm compelled every week to talk about this doctor. Dr. Batman, we call him Batman. And he wrote a book called Your Body's Many Cries for Water. I came across that book decades ago. And I was blown away by how he was able to treat his captive audience, which was prisoners. They were literally dying in prison. And he treated them with water, guys. With water. Not magnetized water, just water. And so that's when I realized, man alive, the amount of water we're drinking it's a major deal. It's not just like, it's nice to have. Do I go for the water or do I go for the soda? No, you go for the water if you can. But if you like me and you didn't really like the taste of water, it was such a challenge. So we're talking about water that does hydrate against water that does not hydrate, and what the difference is between the two. And you're going to see that more in detail as I go through the presentation here. Because again, we don't want to just be middlemen. We don't want to be necessarily drinking water and having our cells or what's going on in our body looking like the picture on the right. Okay, you don't want to. If you had a fish tank you spent all this money on, and you can tell the difference between the two, right? One that's got oxygen in it and one that hasn't, clearly, right? One that has been maybe fed, given the good stuff in, given the nutrients, given the minerals on the left, against the one that might have just been left to his own devices. And that could have very well been me. Maybe not drinking enough water and drinking other stuff, my mochas and my hot chocolate and all this kind of stuff, all these sugary drinks, and not giving my body what my body was crying for. And maybe that's why in my 50s I started to get some pains in my body that I never experienced before. Could that be the reason? We'll see. We'll go a bit deeper in this. So water, my friends, should be moving. It should be flowing. I had a friend take the product actually, and he's from Jamaica. He's actually due to send me a testimonial, and he was like, when I drank this water, it was like the springs in Jamaica, and I'm going to get that recording. And I've heard other people talk about this water that they're taking with this company, literally coming back to like nature. I'm not advocating you have to go to the nearest waterfall spring somewhere to get this quality water, but water should be moving. It shouldn't be sat in a supermarket warehouse forever until you buy it. And that's what happens with me. When I buy it, I have to dust it off. I don't know how long it's been sitting there. I love to see the life journey of when it got created, how long, what year, right, before it got to me. It didn't definitely come from the spring, despite what it says on the bottle, spring water. That water's dead, my friends, until I put this in my magnetized water and I literally bring it to life. Literally, that's what I'm doing. They should actually be paying me to do that, right? We'll talk about that another time. But I wanted you to listen to this gentleman here on this short clip, because I really want you to understand what happens with magnetized water. This ain't no gimmick we're talking about here. This is a real product having real results. So be back in a minute.
First, the water that most people drink has lost its original structural characteristics from when it was alive in nature. In springs, streams, and rivers, water is constantly moving. This favors its oxygenation, in addition to its structure being composed of small molecules, which increases its hydration power in the body. When water is stored or kept in containers, its surface tension is altered. Thus it becomes much heavier, with the formation of large molecule clusters, which are completely disorganized and lose oxygen. This molecular change compromises the penetration of water into cells that form organ tissues. But the original characteristics of water, so necessary for a good cellular hydration, can be restored. This is where magnetic treatment comes in. When water is subjected to a magnetic field, an event called hydrolysis occurs, which means breaking up of water. That is, the movement caused by the molecules causes a rupture of the clusters and promotes rearrangement into much smaller structures. Thus, these H2O molecules penetrate the cells much more easily, promoting better cellular hydration and cleaning. The second point observed in the various studies carried out with magnetized water is that it contributes to a reduction of excess of free radicals. How does this happen? When water undergoes magnetic treatment, there is an ionic dissociation, that is, the H2O water molecule formed by two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom breaks up, releasing hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions. Excess free radicals that are present in the body are negative ions, and they combine with hydrogen ions, forming new H2O molecules, thus removing them from the body. This is a very simple chemical equation that has been observed by several researchers. The third point is about the contribution to the maintenance of blood alkalinity, helping the mechanisms of our body. In hydrolysis, as we have seen, there are negative hydroxyl ions left over. This hydroxyl reacts with magnesium and calcium ions present in vital environments of our body, forming alkaline hydroxyls, in this case magnesium and calcium hydroxyls. These reactions help in the maintenance of blood pH and oxygen content. It is for all these reasons that water treated magnetically helps in the maintenance of good health.
Yes, my friends, I love this slide, this short video. And you know, he kind of really nails it when he talks about what the effect is. Let me just
first, the water that most people drink.
On. He wants to talk again. I'm going to go into a bit more detail in there, but I want to clear the screen. There's some lines showing up here, so let me just clear that off first of all. Clear all drawings. Right. So we're going to talk about what happens when you have this reaction with water in your cells. The relationship between water that hydrates against water that does not hydrate. Okay, so let's just check this cell. This is your typical cell in your body, and there's three things that we want to get into that cell in order for that cell to be healthy. We need it to have its nutrients. We need it to be oxygenated, so it needs oxygen in there, and it needs to be hydrated. Okay, it needs all of those three things in order to maintain its health. And if you don't give it that, we know the unfortunate things that starts to happen with the body, and it starts breaking down. Okay, so let's look at what water without magnetic treatment. As you saw in the video there, you've got these clusters, right? And these clusters, when they're clumped together, it has a challenge of the cells being hydrated. Okay, so you know, I'm a sickle cell trait. I don't necessarily have the full-blown sickle cell, but what happens is the blood sticks together, the cells stick together, so it causes immense problems. Okay, pain unbearable. And so we're talking about trying to get your cell opened so that your water can be received. That's the difference, guys. You could just be drinking water all day long, and yeah, you go to the gym, you're knocking back your water, but is it actually doing anything? Okay, so hard water full of clusters prevents the penetration of the molecules into pores of the membrane, giving literally partial hydration at best. Now, look what happens when we get the magnetized water. It breaks it down. As you heard on the video, it's going to change the molecule structure of the water. So it's going to make it lighter. And so, you know, when I said about people saying, man, this water tastes like it's straight from a spring in Jamaica or wherever, right? It's true. I kept hearing how light and absorbing this water was. And man alive, until I got to London in February and I started to drink this for myself, I was now literally, I was part of the club, right? Waving the flags about how amazing this company is. Okay, so that magnetization breaks those clusters, decreasing water hardness, promoting hydration and total nutrition of cells. I mean, guys, if it just allowed me to drink more water, would be great, because I know I wasn't drinking enough. I couldn't stand it. And just to really drive the point home, I had a bottle of water that I bought some, you know, cases of water, and I just had one that I didn't treat. I didn't put into the magnet and have that whole system. And I drank it, and literally after the first mouthful, I couldn't drink no more. I'm like, nah, man, that's going in my water bottle, right? And I put it in my water bottle, as you can see here, and that's got the components that we're going to talk about. And once I did that, boom, no problem drinking, right? So I don't know if you guys have, you know, some of you guys might have tried it, slipped back, and said, yeah, let me just try it without my magnetized water. Is it really that? Is it all in my mind? And then you're like, no, mate, I can't drink that. It's that serious. It's so light and night and day, right? Night and day difference. Okay, so the 3 benefits we're going to talk about here, what this company does is alkalines the blood, the body, reduces excess free radicals, and improves oxygenation. Those 3 things, my friend, are an absolute game changer for a product that you can take with you anywhere around, anywhere in the world. It doesn't leave me. Trust me, if I've got the cell phone on me, trust me, I've got my water with me. It's that straightforward. And so I'm going to introduce you to a product called Sylocimol. This is a technology recognized not just in Brazil, which we're going to talk about, but internationally with research and studies, because this product has had such a profound effect on the body. And you know, you're going to hear from Simone. She's actually was just recently in Brazil, right, fresh off the Amazon, and she was out there, been to the company, knows the company very well. And this company, after 10 years of being around in business, had received their certification of you know, they'd been approved after they had come out. So this is, guys, this company got formed 22 years ago, all right? And 22 years ago, something else miraculously happened to do with sports. But I'm not going to talk about it today, guys. I'm not going to talk about it. But I'm just going to talk about 22 years ago, this company called Timol got formed. And as a result of that, we're here today. 10 years later, in 2014, they received this certification. And I don't know if Simone, if you want to speak about this, this certification that they received as a company, because the World Health Organization, like them, hate them, have, you know, neutral, they declared the recognition of, you know, this company Timol. You know, one thing I've always looked at, whenever I look at a company, I want to find out what documentation validates from the people that are talking about it. Of course, the people inviting you onto the Zoom, they may have a vested interest in you getting onto the Zoom. And, you know, I've joined many company Zooms and I hear them, but there's no documentation. It's just like, yeah, they're shouting from the rooftop. So for them, 10 years after being in business, to be recognized as the only one adopting this system and method of magnetic water treatment with scientifically proven efficiency was really something else. Spoke volumes, okay, about this company. And so, drum roll, my friends, this is the product, Sylocimol. They've got the 2 components to it. Simone, you've got in the background there, I can see on your screen there, we have the magnet on one side, the blue one, and you have on the right hand side, you've got the minerals, okay? The dynamic duo, guys, these 2 together transforms your water, all right? The flyer for this meeting was transform your water. This transform it. So Timol Super Water Magnetizer and Mineralizer. This particular version will treat up to 20 liters of water. We have a mini version as well that will treat up to 3 liters of water, more portable, like the one I take around with me when I'm out and about. But the 20-liter one, you know, you can treat it in your home, you can share it with other people. People come around to your house, you can charge them for the water. No, not charge them. You can give them some water to try, and you know, and they will probably, you know, say, well, this water tastes different. I'm pretty sure of it, because it's so refreshing. And we've had people who don't typically drink water, like i.e. me, you know, just fall in love with it. So as I mentioned, the effects of magnetized water is alkalinization of the body, the blood, increase in bone mineral mass. That's a huge one, guys. As we know, as people age, as we age, our bones get more brittle as time goes on. We're not getting some of the nutrients, some of the things that we had growing up. And as we get into our 40s and 50s and beyond, we need to take care of our bodies even more so, right, than maybe when we were younger in age. So, you know, as people age, and, you know, we heard of, you know, our loved ones, our pensioner age and above, you know, osteoporosis, you know, the bone mass, it goes down. So having a product like this that you take just naturally with water is a game changer. Increasing minerals. Again, I spoke earlier at the start of the meeting. There's no minerals left in the soil. It's depleted. It's God knows what else is in there in its place. GMO, you know, God forbid. So guys, these two together are your I feel like they're a dynamic duo, like literally for your body, your water, your life. There's no way that I will ever stop taking this. You know, the magnet alone, guys, will last 30 years. 30. And the minerals will last you 3 years. So it's not a product you need to buy next year, right? It's not a product you need to buy next month, unless you want to. You don't have to, because it will last you that long, unless you want to buy it and give to somebody, and you want another one in your, you know, so one in your truck and whatever. So you've got more, you're never without it, kind of thing. But you do not need to. This product will last you, which is what I love about it. And there's so many different ways you can use it. Like I say, I use it in my water bottle. I have a dispenser at the house, so that, you know, you can just go there and just literally just fill it up from the water bottle with the big one, the mega combo. But both products, mega or the mini, does the same. The mega's probably more cost effective because it treats 20 liters as opposed to 3. But yeah, we've got both, best of both worlds, my friend. And excuse me, you got, you know, different ways in which you can just share it with your friends, like I mentioned, and your family. So go online, do your research, go look up Sylocimol. There's, you know, YouTube videos, testimonials with people sharing their results. A lot of this stuff is in Portuguese. We do have some videos in English. I'm trying to collate as many as I can as I go, because in the short time I've been here and witnessing it for myself and the people that I know that I've introduced to this company, and they've come back and told me, you know, some literally mind-blowing, guys. And I'm not new to health and wellness, right? 30 odd years ago, I started to take an interest in health and wellness when, unfortunately, my cousin passed away from cancer. And I started to research, and I started to go to the States, and I really got a better understanding of products that can help shrink tumors and stuff like that. I didn't know it was treatable. What I was led to believe, that they're still trying to find a cure. Guys, I don't even want to go there. There's so many ways in which people can help themselves. And guys, you can do research, and we've had so many people testify on that level. So this gentleman here, I always say this, guys, and you know, if one day happens, I would love to meet this gentleman and just thank him personally for such an amazing product. This gentleman here, Mr. Carlos Henrique Pereira da Silva, he founded in 2004, 22 years ago, with a mission in mind to provide health and quality of life for people through high quality water that truly hydrates. I would personally like to interview him to find out why. Like, there's one thing knowing about, we know growing up, we used to watch on the TV, problems with water, places around the world where people had to walk miles just to get clean water. Water was full of all sorts of nastiness. And unfortunately, even in the Western world and the so-called first world countries, you turn your tap water, you probably wouldn't want to drink it, guys, for the most part. Unless, you know, different parts around the world may have better quality of water, but there's so many toxins out there. You need good filtration off your water to get rid of some of the nasty stuff that's coming through the pipe. Some of these pipes they're so old, they're so old you just wouldn't want to drink from them. All right. And so he knew the dangers of consuming poor quality water over long periods. And that drove him to create this company. So it's one thing knowing about there's a problem in the world, and one thing is saying, oh, I wish I could do something about it. This gentleman did something about it. Okay. Not everybody's cut out for entrepreneurism. This gentleman clearly is. And he created this company. So one day, my friends, I'm going to show a video and a picture of me meeting this gentleman. We heard of, from his daughter and his son-in-law. And again, you can see that legacy passing on. This is a company that is going to be around and outlive us. All right. So that's one thing I really love about what we have. Simone is somebody who's obviously spent some time with this gentleman. And so she can obviously speak a lot more about that than I can. But, we're very fortunate to have somebody like Simone as part of the mix, because that's the link between us and Brazil and this gentleman, right? So, they say that 6 degrees of separation, well, we've got like 2 degrees of separation because of Simone. So 22 years, I need to update this. 22 years, guys, 22 years, something else happened 22 years ago. Somebody remind me in the chat. I'm losing my train of thought there. But 22 years ago, this company came into being. And as a result, hundreds of thousands of lives have been affected for the good. Okay. And, their certification there that they received, their headquarters up in Brazil, you can go visit them, take a plane ride, let them know you're coming, kind of thing. I'm sure they'll look after you. So scientific evidence, as I mentioned, is not just us excited to be on a call on a Thursday because we've got nothing better to do. And I really thank you for showing up on this call, because this information is that important. And go on Google Scholar. Don't go on your regular Google. Go to Google Scholar and look up these articles that have been published on their research as to why we're taking this product and why we love this product so much. In so many countries now, we are spread out all over the place. Okay, even countries that aren't listed in there. As I say, more than 20 countries around the world. We've been able to positively share this with people, and as a result of that, they're seeing the benefits. Some of them may not see the benefits straight away, guys. I've seen people in 24 hours come back to me, tell me the most mind-blowing testimonials. And I've been around this wellness industry for, like I said, decades. And I've not heard testimonials like what I've heard. And you're going to hear some testimonials as we go through the meeting. Again, I must reiterate, I'm no health professional, okay? I'm here, and we are here for educational purposes, maybe a bit of entertainment purposes, as you see. So this product, Sylocimol, is not intended to cure disease. Let's make that straight. But rather to magnetize water. It does that. Magnetized water, it will be an inject into health treatment and improve your quality of life by reducing acidity and free radicals in the body. Those two things, guys, as you saw leading up to this point, has caused a lot of problems in our health. And if we've got a product that can help reduce that, then my friends, we are on to a winner. So guys, I'm going to just stop the slide here real quick. I want to see if anybody's got a testimonial they want to share, or any comment they want to share. And like I said, we've got Simone on the call today, which is great. She's recently fresh from Brazil, so I'd always love to hear from her. But anybody who wants to share, please raise your hand, your digital hand, or type in the chat. If you want to rather chat, type in the chat. But if you want to come on camera, let us know, and we'd love to hear from you. But at this point, Simone, over to you, my friend. Let me see how you're doing. Oh, you're muted. Oh, no, you're not. No, you're muted. And if you're not ready, I think Harold's ready to come on. So, Simone, if you're not ready, we can speak to Harold. But I like ladies first.
Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Oh, you're here. Yes. Hi.
My daughter is calling me. Just
she's calling you. Perfect timing.
Perfect.
Tell her to get on Zoom.
Jasmine, come to the Zoom. Leroy wants to talk to you. So yes, everybody. My name is Simone. I am from Brazil, and I'm in the business about 4 years ago. I started, and this project really changed a lot of things in my life. First, with my daughter. That's why I'm working with this project after I saw the result on her. She's the one say, oh, mommy, water is water. Water is all the same. Like everybody think water is water. That's it. But when she started drinking, she tried to drink this water to prove to me I was wrong. So that's why she started drinking. And then after, of course, after see the result on her in 10 days, was very quickly. Even the people working the business there, they surprised to see how quickly she was better. Because her pain was a lot. She have every month a lot pain. Her cramps, it was horrible to see my daughter is crying, vomiting, and was really, really painful. And then, of course, when she started drinking the water, everything changed. And then I thought, oh my God, I need to tell everybody about this project because I cannot be quiet. It's something when you find out, you want to tell everybody. If you work or not, you're going to tell everybody about this project. And after that, I decided to work and started to spread this. And I being in the company, because before I spread, I want to know the company. So I went in Brazil and I met the owner. We spend all morning talk. I have lunch with her daughter, and I can see how much the people love this project, how they welcome everybody when they go there. So if you one day want to go, just let me know. I go with you guys there because I love to go to Brazil and to see them, how much they love about this project. How they say, Simone, can you imagine a doctor save someone's life, or someone's a fireman save somebody's life? You can do that every day working this project because we can help a lot of people. And that's, for me, this is the point, to work in this business. I know I can help a lot of people because I've been helping these 4 years. I believe it. With the people work with me, if I put all together, because I started talk about this project, I have just around 200 people work with me in different parts of the world, in Brazil, America, Canada, now is Leroy there, Guinea, Bissau, Ghana, Nigeria, Luxembourg, Holland, German, Portugal, Cape Verde. So it's so many countries now we work together. And I can say about 3,000 people I've been helping. And this is amazing to know how many people I help because I started drinking. This is the first. And then I search about, and then I say, okay, my daughter got better. I'm going to do this business. And that's why I say, when you start it, you're not going to stop it because it's something blessed. When you see people say, oh, I got better, like Harold, please, can you say something? Because it's nice to hear about so many things he got better. Hay fever, what I suffer a lot from hay fever before. Now I don't have anymore. And for more than 20 years, I suffer from hay fever. So, Howard, if you want to open your microphone, your camera, it's going to be nice to hear from you. And it was really nice when you heard it say, oh, my God, I helped this person. Oh, my, it's a bless. It's really a blessing. It's all day for you. It's like you forget about everything. You just think about, I help someone. And this is the point, isn't it, Leroy? To work with something, you know you're helping. It's not just a business. It's something you see the benefits. And your health is the best thing. When I thought a doctor, I missed the doctor from Nigeria. When he came and he stayed like 10 minutes, talk so many people he's helping. Oh, I was like crying because I say, oh my God, I help people in Africa. And I'm here in UK and I'm from Brazil and my dream come true, like to help people in Africa. And now I'm being helped because I didn't stop talk about this project. And that's why I say to the owner, I'm never going to stop talk about this project. I always going to talk about this. So this is my testimony. I love this project. And everybody want to know more about, just call me. I'm going to be happy to talk about. And if anybody need anything about to know more, just call me. I'm going to be very happy to talk about. Thank you so much again, Leroy. Well done. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Mr. Ray Nephew, over to you.
Well, again, a fantastic presentation as always, Leroy. I'm here in sunny Portugal. I'm telling you, it's so beautiful out here. And
Nice.
I'll tell you something in a minute before I go. But just to say, if anyone new on this call, I've got to share with you because, you know, getting involved in something, and I was telling someone today that what I'm so excited about this project, this business, this opportunity. The last time I was involved with something was really fantastic. Was actually 5 6 years ago, which was Vox. The product's work. This product, when I say it worked, for me, when I first got it, I'm a dancer, and I actually just got it, and I went to Golden Regis. I had my water with me, and in the hotel, the food wasn't very nice. Had some food, and I tell you something, right? For those of you from the Caribbean who know about a washout, it washed me out. It cleaned out my inside. Oh gosh, I had 3 baths that weekend in the hotel. It cleared me out. Right, that's the first experience I had with it. And obviously, I'll share this with you. It may be graphic, but I go to the toilet regularly, and it's fresh. It's great. It's it's not uncomfortable because that's something we know about. When you actually go to the toilet regularly, it's good because it clean you out. My second testimony was I don't like saying it, but for the last 5 years, I suffer with hay fever. And for me, it comes around March and April where my eyes are red, sore, itchy. I have to keep rubbing them today. It's really sore, my throat and nose. And it was again said to me, try spraying your eyes. So I got the actual Timol water. I put this in spray bottle here. And the whole of March, April, and that's May, I've been spraying my eyes with this. No sore, no itchiness at all. I was like, wow, this is great. Because I mean, honestly, it's really uncomfortable having sore eyes, Not at all. My testimony is I drive a 14-seater minibus. I take the under 12s to football, and I took them to my favourite club, Chelsea's home ground, training ground in Cobham. And because it's a long drive, for some reason, I didn't bring my water with me because I, go to the toilet quite regularly. The next day, I went to the post office, and I had this heavy, heavy migraine. I'm like, how can I have a migraine and I'm drinking water? Suddenly realised, yesterday I didn't drink any water. So I was dehydrated so bad. I went home, I got my water, I started drinking it, and I went to my friend's house who lives about 12 minutes from me. When I got to his front door, I was like, hang on a minute, my migraine's gone. Now, normally when I get migraine, this is a fact, it takes 2.5, 3 hours of drinking water to go. This went in 15 minutes. No more than 15 minutes. I'm like, wow, this is a miracle. And my fourth testimony, some of you can agree to this as well. I like snacking out there's those mini cheddar biscuits, and I couldn't believe it. I've had none since. The last time I had one, I could actually taste the oil. It's like, oh, I could taste the oil in it. Horrible. And also now, when I'm eating some sweets and things, I can taste the sugar. I was like, oh, sugar. So this water really makes you stop craving, and really it makes you know what you're eating. So those 4 testimonies to me, I'm sold. But this is the one that really did it for me. Very emotional. My good friends, 4 weeks ago, she rang me saying to me that her auntie wanted me to hire a minibus. I said, I'm not going to be around then, but how are you doing? She said, well, I'm actually in hospital with cancer, breast cancer. I went, what? You're joking? No way. I said, stop there. I'm going to Natalia's house to get this gadget here because I'm involved in an brilliant opportunity. And I'm going to go to Natalia's and phone you from Natalia's house. Went there, phoned Charmaine. She spoke to Natalia. Natalia's gone through this already. And Natalia spoke to her, said, don't worry, don't stress, right? Just be happy. Everyone's going to come to you tomorrow with this device, right? Just keep drinking the water. So I went to IKEA, bought a 5 litre glass container to put the water in, bought my component, and I charged up 5 litres of the water, right? I brought it in the hospital and I said, right, and she had her 2 cousins there by her bedside. And one of them said, oh, bottle of water. I don't drink bottled water. I drink fizzy water. I said, fizzy water is acid. I went, nurse, can I have 3 cups, please? 3 cups. So I poured 1 cup for that cousin, 1 cup for the other cousin, 1 for myself, and my friend was in the hospital bed, sort of lying down, zombie-fied, because there's all these drugs he's on. He hasn't had chemo yet. Lying down in the hospital bed, and with all the drips. After about half an hour of drinking the water, she said, oh, wow, something's happening. Oh, gosh. And she goes, oh, sorry about the smell, guys. Sorry about the smell, because obviously it's going through her system. It's like, wow. And the cousin who said, I don't drink water, said, oh, can I have another cup, please? I went, wow. And the very next day, Charmaine said to me, Harold, the swelling's gone down my hand. And 3 days later, she said, I've got to say thank you. It's the best I've felt in a long while. I feel like I've got my life back. And then this is 4 weeks now, because twice a week I ring and see how she's doing. I spoke to her, I think last week, Wednesday, the last time I spoke to her. She said, Harold, I've had all my tests done, and they were negative, 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 negative. I was like, wow. She said to me, expect a phone call from my auntie and my cousins, because they want some, the unit as well. Because she's living testimony and proof. Somebody with stage 4 breast cancer that I know, that I gave this to 4 weeks ago, and she's making a good recovery. She can't stop thanking me. And that's emotional. It made me realize no one can't tell me anything. So I've got my 4 personal testimonies and my friend. I've heard many, 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 many more. And that's why I'm so excited. And this now has taken over everything I'm doing. So I'm so happy to be part of this. I came here, and because I normally put my components in here, what I did, I put it in here. So I got my 5 litres of water. Every so often it'll run out, I top it up because it's so hot out here. You need it so often. So I'm having fun with this. And the people over here, what's that? What's that? And I mean, come on, this is history. This is phenomenal. It's a great opportunity, great product. I always say this, don't leave home without it. This is a great, great, great product. Thank you. And thank you, Simone. Thank you, Nahali. And thank you, Leroy.
Oh, welcome. And he's going to do an event, isn't it? On Sunday and Monday.
Yeah. We've got an event coming up. We're going to be going. I mean, obviously, because of my background, I'm involved in a few promotional opportunities. And we're going to be showcasing this weekend, a big event, massive event with this project. And already the organisers, I said to them, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a special treat. I'm going to IKEA to spend £17.50 and buy a 5 litre glass jug container and put it in the reception where people pass through and they would drink, what's that? What's that? As well as my stand as well. But I mean, this weekend is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. We're just getting started. Having fun.
Fantastic. Wow. We're going to have to bring a couple of, what's it called? Mops to clean up, bro. You're going to clean up.
I'll tell you, honestly, you're going to get busy. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Fantastic. Awesome. Excellent.
Oh, just sorry. Just say sorry, Leroy. Just to let you all know, I've been leaving shortly because I'm going to go to an event across the road. We're going to have we're dressed up in white and gold. So I've got my gold trainers here. Well, flashing light. I'm training.
What the heck? Dude, I hope they're flashing blue and green. If they're not, you better go back and get a refund. Blue and green, they're the only colors you can promote, mate. Yeah?
Blue. Just blue.
Blue for the magnet and green for the minerals. Not blue for the blue you're thinking about. We won't go there. Yeah, we won't go there. I'm doing my best not to talk about Arsenal, but I'm doing my best, mate. But
at least we got the semi-final anyway. We'll have a story anyway. So
Yeah, that's another story for another time. Anybody else, guys, who wants to share or say anything before we move back on with the slides? I've got a few more minutes before we wrap this whole thing up. But so powerful, man. You know what Harold just shared with his friend there, and and this is why this goes beyond money, guys. We're not going to necessarily talk about money today on this call. We do that on a Monday call for those who want to know more about the business aspect. But guys, we just lead with the product, and the product literally it's just a game changer. It's as simple as that. It really is an absolute game changer. So I'm going to flick back to the slides if we don't have anybody, but any comments, feel free to put it in the chat as we go through the rest of the information here. So guys, as we bring this to a close, in fact, I just taken up some of you guys' advice. I bought myself a little spray bottle. I need to fill it up because I don't know if I'm getting a bit of an allergy, so I could start spraying my eyes like you guys do and get some relief out there, so let me share the slide again. This slide here, I forgot to take it out, but now that it's in there, I'm just going to show it. But we did have Natalia's friend, and I forget her name. I don't know if she's on the call, but this was somebody who she was helping with the product. I can't remember the lady's name. And again, this product has helped immensely, guys, with people that we know and people we know of who've had serious problems with their feet, skin issues. I'm going to show you some examples, but this was a more recent one that I was like, my goodness, blew me away. She spoke about it on one of our Zooms. I will post a link to a previous recording so you can check out some of these amazing testimonials for yourself, and you'll see that in there. This one here, a vertigo issue, again, just blew me away. That one. Somebody saying something? Got a question for that, or was that a mistake? Let me just meet the line. If you've got anything to say, guys, just raise your hand and we'll come to you. Again, pretty staggering. The before and afters, again, just literally blew me away. I think when I first saw this back in January and I started to hear people talk about how it's helped their loved ones with Parkinson's, how it helped with this, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And now that I'm starting to understand what causes these things of the body, this diseases of the body, and how this product helps in a very cost-effective way. We're not asking people to totally change their buying habits. Not at all. Their buying habits do not change whatsoever. They're buying water anyway. Why not just tap this into the mix and see what's going, the difference? It's literally such an easy product to take with you. Again, this is another example of tremendous skin issues. I had an auntie who had major skin issues. Oh, Simone, you got your hand up. Do you want to hop back on? Let me.
Yes. Yes. My daughter is in the call. I think she can talk a little bit. Jasmine, can you open your microphone, amor? Yes.
Hello.
She's in the car. She's driving.
Hi. Yes, I'm driving.
All right. Okay. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. So, I just thought I'd quickly just pass by because my mom said you guys look good doing a meeting. So I thought I'd quickly just pass by to kind of just explain my experience with the water. So I obviously overheard that you guys know a little bit about my situation. I had really bad cramps. I've always had them since I was like really, really young. I got them when I was like a really young age. I started when I was about 10. So I started feeling cramps like majority of my life, and I always thought I was going to feel them. And then one of my mom's friends, Claudia, introduced us to the water. And I didn't believe it at first at all. I thought it was I honestly didn't believe a single word of it because I was just like, mine, like you believe in everything. Like there's no way water can fix all of these problems. Like these are doctors who have studied for like years and years in university. How are they like they don't know how to cure half of these things, but a medication isn't helping. So what makes you think that water is going to change anything? So when she said, okay, let's just try it, like try it for me. And I always said, like, I respect my mum, so I'm gonna I'm gonna try it for her. But I tried it more with the intention to actually like prove her wrong more than just to actually just do it. So I started drinking it, and I was already kind of drinking water. I was eating very well. I was going to gym very often, so my health and my routine was already pretty good. So I had a really good balance. So when I started drinking the water, the effect kind of happened very pretty quickly for me. And obviously that time came, and I thought I was going to start feeling cramps because I didn't realize usually at that point I would get cramps like a couple of days beforehand already. So I knew whenever it was coming. So but this time I just had no idea. So and now I was like, okay, the first day maybe no. Let me see, maybe the second day, like I'm gonna start feeling something. Like the first day, okay, maybe not, but the second day I'm sure I'll feel something. Second day comes, third day comes, and I'm telling my mom, I was like, I think it's the water, I really didn't think like the water would make such a difference, but it really, really did. And then since I've been drinking it, I haven't felt my cramps since. I only feel them when I stop drinking the water. Whenever like either I don't know, I break one or I forget mine at home when I'm at work, I wouldn't drink water throughout the whole day just because I don't like the taste. I don't even like the taste of the normal water. Like it's such a difference even in the taste. It's so much lighter and you can really taste the difference. And I can just feel like the waters when you drink normal water, it doesn't sit right. Like you just know it's not doing right for you. As soon as you start drinking clean water, you'll realize the difference. And yeah, no, definitely if you're gonna drink it, don't stop drinking it. You wouldn't want to anyway, but yeah. No, I definitely recommend anyone who's looking to get one, at least just try it out. Like if you're going to get one, you're doing an investment. Look into the studies if you need to, look into the facts, they're all there. But yeah, no, I recommend it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Amor. Thank you. It's
Yeah.
always nice to hear because she really tried to prove it to me I was wrong.
Yeah, the same.
She saw the benefits, and of course, she doesn't go anywhere without the water. And if
Mm.
she forget, she's not drinking any water. This is like she can drink. She can say, I cannot drink any water. So it's good.
Right.
Thank you, Amor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Love it, love it. Yeah, I always love that testimony. It's so powerful, especially when you have somebody that's just like, with the intention to disprove, and then they're like, "What? This actually works." So that's what makes it even more amazing, for sure. So I love hearing that. So yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it there. We're at the hour mark. We heard some great testimonials. So guys, whoever's invited you on the call, just get back in touch with them. Ask them how can you get access to this product, and it's literally one of those things. Once you try it for yourself, then you'll start to see the benefits immensely, like so many of us have. So with that said, I'm gonna pass it back to Simone. You've got any final words you want to say before we close out tonight's meeting?
I just say I'm gonna be on Sunday. I have event on Saturday, and then I'm gonna be with Howard on Sunday and Monday in London. So if anybody want to know and meet it, just get the address and let's go. We can meet there for a cup of water, and drink water in there. But it's gonna be nice to meet you guys. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you very
absolutely.
much. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Awesome. Fantastic. I'm gonna one thing I want to actually say. One thing that Jasmine said about it's an investment, and absolutely, this is a true investment in your health, and one that will give you dividends. Some investments you put money into, trust me, I've been there, done that, and you don't see anything, and you lose everything. This one, is only one way up, my friends. Only one way up. So with that said, take care. Have a fantastic weekend. And we do these calls Monday and Thursday, same time, same channel. We'll be 9 o'clock next Monday. Hope to see you guys on the call. Take care. God bless you.
Thank you a lot.
Cheers. Bye now.
Yeah, bye.